What if Hannibal won? This video will examine a pivotal event that could have altered the course of history and the world as we know it. The event we will focus on today is the victory of Hannibal Barca's Carthaginian forces in the Second Punic War, 218 to 201 BCE. Instead of being defeated at Zama, Hannibal crushes the Roman legions, leading to the utter collapse of the Roman Republic and the establishment of Carthaginian hegemony over the Mediterranean. The Age of Carthage, 201 BCE to 400 CE. Carthage becomes the undisputed master of the Western Mediterranean. Rome is reduced to a minor, heavily restricted city-state. Carthage, a great naval and trading power, expands its maritime trade routes further into Western Africa and Northern Europe, Britannia, Hibernia. The dominant culture across the Mediterranean is a blend of Punic, Phoenician Carthaginian, and Hellenic, Greek, influences, prioritizing commerce, banking, and practical engineering. Latin languages and Roman legal traditions, which never had the chance to fully develop and spread, are relegated to an obscure, regional Italian dialect. The Carthaginian focus on mercenary armies limits the political power of a standing, career military, preventing the long-term rise of a centralized military empire like the Roman one. The political structure evolves into a network of independent but allied city-states and trading republics, dominated by a merchant oligarchy known as the Sephites. The Great Scholasticism, 400 CE to 1200 CE. With no single, dominant empire imposing a single religious or cultural view across the whole region, intellectual growth flourishes. Carthage's great library is expanded, and new academies spring up in the Hellenic East and North Africa. Early scientific inquiry is prioritized, blending Greek philosophy with Punic and African mathematical and astronomical knowledge. The concept of zero is imported centuries earlier via trade with Indian states, accelerating advancements in algebra and calculus. The dominant spiritual/ethical system is known as Kemetism, an evolution of North African and Egyptian religious and philosophical thought, which is highly syncretic and emphasizes natural order and practical virtue over rigid dogma. The Age of Engines, 1200 CE to 1750 CE. The earlier focus on practical engineering and mathematics leads to the development of sophisticated mechanized looms, water-powered mills, and high-pressure steam engines powered by abundant coal deposits in the northern Carthaginian territories, Britannia. This industrial shift occurs approximately 400 years earlier than in our timeline. Global exploration and trade intensify. Carthaginian and Hellenic fleets discover the Americas centuries ahead of the historical European contact, focusing on establishing large-scale trade centers rather than total conquest and settlement. The Age of Air and Wire, 1750 CE to 2025 CE. By the mid-18th century, a form of electric telegraphy is developed using existing copper wire infrastructure from early mechanized industry. A focus on lighter materials, early aluminum alloys, combined with efficient small steam engines, leads to the development of personal errands, or flight machines in the late 19th century, making air travel common for the wealthy classes by the early 20th century. The world of 2025 is dominated by a few powerful, technologically advanced trading federations: the Punic Compact, the Neo-Hellenic League, the Cathay-Indo Alliance, and the New World Tiers, an indigenous-run alliance in the Americas. Conflict exists, primarily as economic warfare and proxy conflicts over trade routes and rare earth minerals, which are crucial for the now widespread electrical technologies. Life in the Punic World, 2025 CE. In this 2025, the world is highly urbanized and technologically advanced, though with a stark divide in wealth. Technology and infrastructure. Cities are connected by electric trains and crisscrossed by a network of errands, personal, short-range flying machines. The core energy source remains coal-fired electricity, though advanced batteries and early solar arrays are emerging. Global communication is instantaneous via a wired and wireless system called the Ethernet, used for commerce, data exchange, and entertainment. Medical science is highly advanced, with routine organ transplants and sophisticated disease management, all built on the uninterrupted scientific tradition. Culture and society. The culture emphasizes mercantilism, education, and pragmatic problem-solving. There is a greater historical connection to North Africa and the Eastern Mediterranean. Slavery, which persisted in Carthaginian society much longer than the equivalent in our timeline, was only fully abolished globally in the mid-19th century after devastating, internationally condemned wars of liberation, leading to lingering social and racial tensions. The dominant script remains a modified Phoenician Punic alphabet, a direct ancestor of our Arabic and Hebrew. The geopolitical landscape. The world lacks a single global superpower. Instead, power is decentralized among trade federations that compete fiercely but avoid mutually assured destruction, having seen the ultimate fate of Rome. The remnants of Italy are a collection of small, independent states that serve as a historical curiosity, famed for their small, well-preserved ruins of a once mighty republic. If you enjoyed this experience, leave a comment on what significant event you would like covered in the next video.